historically has been a place for the sons of American aristocracy. And I do mean sons because there weren't many women. You're not going to run into many United States senators who are alums of Head Start. But that's a program that gives poor children a chance. It inspires them, exposes them to literature and reading and a love of learning. Because all children are naturally curious, and if you bump into a child who doesn't have that, believe me, something or somebody stole it from them.
Yeah.
The trauma of being poor robbed them of the natural intellectual curiosity about the world that all children have. I've got a word for you. God raises up genius and brilliance and talent all over the world, on all sides of town, on both sides of the railroad track. God is an equal opportunity employer, and it makes sense for us to invest in children because we don't know what they're going to contribute.
Yeah! Woo!
So the folks who want to run roughshod over Head Start,
No!
and the reason why so many of them don't get it is not simply because they were born rich. I'm not going to hate on anybody because they were born rich, because I didn't decide to be born poor. But you ought to at least spend enough time with ordinary people so you don't end up saying dumb things. My mother-in-law misses one Social Security check, big deal. Of course it's no big deal to her. Her son-in-law is a billionaire. That's not my story. That's not the story of the people who are in this crowd. Right?
Yeah.
In the words of that great prophet and poet, Kendrick Lamar, they not like us. We need people in government who, regardless of their background and where they were born, are sensitive to the concerns of ordinary people. Hard-working Americans. The poor people that so many in our government over the last 40 years, most of my life, have been busy maligning, criminalizing poor people for being poor. That's why we're in this mess. That's why they're obsessed with giving a tax cut to those who don't need it, while taking resources away from those who need it so desperately just to survive.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. Here's the thing that all of us apparently have in common. We all like tax cuts. Everybody likes tax cuts. The debate is about who ought to get one and who really needs one, and what's the best way to move our economy forward. They want to give a tax cut to millionaires and billionaires, and they've been engaged over the last few weeks in creating a lot of theater, tragic theater, that has implications for people's ability to actually live, firing federal workers and making them the enemy, firing folks at the CDC, closing down Social Security offices across Georgia and across our country, and announcing that they were going to do it on the Doge website. And when I called them out for it, they were at least a little bit embarrassed because they took it off their website and acted like they didn't say it. But my staff took screenshots of that website. Yes, you said it. We know what you said.
Woo!
And we know what you are trying to do. You're not trying to cut tax. You're not trying to cut waste and fraud and abuse, because if you were trying to cut waste and fraud and abuse, I know an unelected billionaire who's received all of this is a distraction.
One way.
Because Donald Trump is just trying to pay off his friends. He's trying to pay off millionaires and billionaires. Again, I'm not mad at you because you have money. I just believe that the strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
Yeah.
I just believe that we are all in this together.
Woo.
The pandemic taught us that,
Woo.
right?
Yeah.
There we were in a deadly pandemic, and we didn't have a vaccine at the time. It was an airborne disease. That means that if my neighbor got sick, even though she was sick, I was potentially imperiled because it's an airborne disease. The pandemic taught us, if we didn't already know, that that doesn't make my neighbor my enemy because she's sick. That just means that it is in my enlightened self-interest to make sure that she has what she needs. That she has a vaccine, that she has a vaccine. In other words, my neighbor's health care coverage is good for my health.
Yeah. That's how
It
it
is good
works.
for all of us, for everybody to have health care. It is good
Yeah.
for all of us, no matter how much money you have, for children in Georgia to have Medicaid.
Yeah.
So that's what this fight is all about. So keep showing up. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep raising your voice. Because this is not about the people who have power. We've proven in America over and over again that it's really about the power and the people. And when the people raise their voices, when the people show up, the people can make a difference.
Woo. Yeah.
Are you ready to make some noise?
Yeah.
Show up.
Yeah.
Ready to fight for our children.
Yeah.
Ready to defend Social Security.
Yeah.
Ready to defend Medicaid.
Yeah.
So let's do this work, y'all.
Yeah. Good speech, Reverend. Senator.
Now, my friends,
Not sure. Both.
that a
Senator
budget
Reverend.
is not just
Reverend Senator.
a fiscal document. It's a moral document.
Woo.
A budget is not just dollars and cents. It's good morals and common sense.
Yeah.
Show me your budget, and I'll show you who you think matters
Woo.
and who you think is dispensable.
Woo.
Show me your budget, and I'll show you what you think about children,
Woo.
what you think about workers,
Woo.
what you think made America great.
Woo.
And if this budget that they are trying to pass were an EKG, it would suggest that the Congress has a heart problem and is in need of moral surgery.
Woo. Yeah. Get him.
So let's get the room ready.
Yeah.
I know you may not be surgeons, but just help us get the room ready.
Woo. It's moral
Because the
surgery.
Congress needs an operation.